In the quaint town of Ravenswood, nestled among the dense forests and misty mountains, a decrepit old mansion stood abandoned for decades. Locals whispered of the cursed history that plagued the sprawling estate, tales of mysterious disappearances and strange happenings that left a shroud of fear hanging over the once grand manor. Rumors swirled like the fog that enveloped the mansion, stories of a reclusive family that had called the place home before tragedy struck. The Petersons, they were called, a wealthy and eccentric clan known for their obsession with photography. But it was not just any photography that captured their attention. It was the final photos, the last images taken of those who met their untimely end. One fateful evening, a group of adventurous teenagers dared each other to explore the abandoned Peterson mansion and uncover its dark secrets. Among them was Emily, a young photographer with a keen eye for detail and a fascination with the macabre. She carried her trusted camera, eager to capture the eerie beauty of the decaying estate. As they ventured into the mansion, the air grew thick with a sense of foreboding. Cobwebs clung to the ornate furniture, and shadows danced in the dim candlelight. Emily's camera clicked and whirred, capturing the haunting beauty of the abandoned rooms. But soon, her lens focused on something far more unsettling. A stack of photographs scattered on a dusty table. The images depicted faces frozen in terror, eyes wide with fear, and mouths agape in silent screams. Each photo seemed to capture the final moments of a life cut short, a chilling snapshot of death itself. Emily's hands trembled as she picked up one of the photos, a young woman staring back at her with pleading eyes. With a sinking feeling in her gut, Emily realized that these were the final photos of the Peterson family, taken moments before their mysterious disappearance. The more she studied the images, the more she was drawn into their haunting gaze, as if they were reaching out from beyond the grave. As the group delved deeper into the mansion, they uncovered more of the Petersons' final photos, each one more unsettling than the last. The walls seemed to whisper secrets of tragedy and betrayal, of a darkness that lingered in the very foundations of the old estate. But it was the final photo, hidden away in the depths of the mansion's attic, that sent shivers down Emily's spine. It was a self-portrait of the patriarch of the Peterson family, his face contorted in agony, his eyes filled with a primal fear that pierced the soul. In the corner of the photo, a handwritten note simply read, "They're coming for me. Beware the shadows." Emily knew then that the mansion held more than just the ghosts of the past. It held a malevolent presence that sought to claim her and her friends. Frantic, she urged the group to leave, but it was already too late. The shadows began to stir, twisting and writhing like living things, reaching out with icy tendrils that grasped at their very souls. In a heart-pounding race against time, Emily and her friends fled through the labyrinthine corridors of the mansion, pursued by the malevolent force that hungered for their lives. The final photos burned with an otherworldly light, their gaze following the group with a haunting intensity that chilled them to the bone. As they reached the grand foyer, the shadows closed in around them, threatening to consume them whole. But it was in that moment of despair that Emily remembered her camera, her trusted tool that had captured the horrors of the mansion. With a shaky hand, she raised the camera and snapped a photo of the shadows, trapping them in the still frame of her lens. To her astonishment, the shadows recoiled, their dark forms flickering and fading into nothingness. The mansion trembled, its cursed hold broken by Emily's brave act of defiance. The final photos scattered to the floor, their eerie light fading into darkness as the mansion began to crumble around them. With a last burst of adrenaline, Emily and her friends raced out of the crumbling mansion, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and relief. Behind them, the old Peterson estate collapsed in on itself, a relic of a past best left forgotten. As they stood on the lush grounds of Ravenswood, the dawn breaking over the horizon, Emily knew that they had faced true horror that night. But in that darkness, she had discovered a strength she never knew she possessed, a resilience that would guide her through the shadows of the past. And though the final photos and their unnerving backstories would haunt her dreams for years to come, Emily found solace in the knowledge that she had faced the darkness and emerged victorious. But little did she know that the old mansion was not the only place haunted by final photos with unnerving backstories, for the shadows of Ravenswood bore witness to secrets far darker and more twisted than she could ever imagine. And as the town slumbered in ignorance, the whispers of the past lingered on, waiting for the next unwitting soul to uncover their chilling truths.